What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, on this one, I think this one's pretty important. So, a few days ago, right, I put up something on communities. And if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. If you have, you have. I said I was going to be talking about a good amount of YouTubers, essentially exposing them in a sense. And it's not really something that people don't know, but they kind of do. They just kind of don't put two and two together. And it's something that really, really irritates me about gun YouTubers in particular. And I'm going to get right into it. So I do want to point out, what is the main purpose, generally speaking, of being a gun tuber? Now, everybody has their own different purposes. Oh, I like making shooting videos. Oh, I like talking about the guns themselves. Oh, I like this. I like that. Whatever, right? However, though, where we all meet together is gun reviews. Now, why is this, what is it that people do? Why does it bother me? Let me go and get into it. So, we'll take, for example, Smith & Wesson. Excuse me. We'll take Smith & Wesson, for example, because, within the last year, they've dropped like 3 or so guns, we'll start with their, we'll go with their M&P 22 Magnum, right? Which, by the way, looks like it's a cool gun. I wouldn't know. I'm not one of the, I'm not one of those YouTubers that's, that Smith & Wesson's going to sit there and chill out like that. So when I say chill out, I essentially mean, getting to becoming a sellout. I don't know. And here's what happens, right? Here's what annoys me about it. So obviously, right, as a company, let's say you're, the CEO of Smith & Wesson, you're about to release a new gun. You obviously want people to review it and talk about it. That's just a common sense business move. You want people to talk about your new product, whether it's good or bad. You want people to talk about it. Because at that moment with a new product, all publicity essentially is good publicity. So, am I surprised that, oh yeah, well, companies want their product to be out there so they can make the most money off it as much as they can? I'm not surprised by that at all. That's nowhere near what I'm saying. However, what I am essentially saying is that, companies will send out these firearms to a bunch of different gun tubers, and, they'll make these gun tubers sign an NDA saying, hey, you will not talk about this firearm until this date. And if you do, there's going to be legal action. So what do? They say, okay, well, we don't want to get sued. Let's go ahead and just make the video and not post it. So this will mean essentially that they have had their quote unquote first opinions loaded up and ready for, I don't know, however many weeks, months, maybe even a year, who knows? It makes it feel faked to me. Regardless of whether that's the YouTuber's actual first experiences with that firearm or not, it feels faked now because I know for a fact that they've been holding on to that video for so damn long. Now, I understand signing a contract saying you won't talk about something. I'm all for being a man of your word. That's not what I'm saying. However, what I am saying is maybe you should have the morality and honestly the guts, realistically speaking, to look at these companies. Hey, I appreciate the offer. I don't think I should do that. I'd rather wait until it gets released, and then I'll make a video on it, something like that. You can hold it until then. I'm not even saying don't. If they want to send you a gun, I'm not even saying don't take it. What I am saying, though, is that make your first opinions be legitimately your first opinions. You know what I mean? Don't make it something that you've sat on there, you thought about it. Chances are you've edited it for however many months to make it seem perfect, all this other stuff. And it just will never feel real. It will never feel like the first thing. Like, for example, when, I have a short up of me putting together my AR. Bro, what? That was literally the first time I snapped my upper to my lower ever. Come on, you know what I mean? That's the definition of first review, first everything. I literally never was snapped it in there before. You can tell because in it It looks like, oh yeah, these are a little stiffer to, push in there because they're not used. And that's the thing is that, I'm okay with, oh yeah, well, I'm going to do a full blown review on it, maybe hold it for a little bit. I'm okay with that too. All right. But here's the problem, guys, is that while they're sitting there doing this review, they're telling you some things about the gun. They let you know how reliable it's been for them, whatever, right? That entire time frame, though, and I don't know if y'all know this, but just like with any new product, there's always bugs, just like we're gonna be new with firearms, just like it's gonna be with new firearms. And sometimes they catch those bugs, sometimes they don't. It causes so many issues. It causes so many questions about the firearm and its reliability and everything. Realistically, even the YouTuber's credibility, in my opinion. So that's something I really, really have a problem with. I have a problem with the whole aspect of, oh yeah, well, we're going to send this gun out, make these people sign this contract that says they won't talk about it, and then they're going to go ahead and do a video, hold that video for months. Then when we tell them they can talk about it, they're going to go ahead and drop the video. And we sent it to about 100 other gun tubers. So that means our YouTubes are all going to be fucking flooded with the same goddamn reviews saying the same goddamn thing. And all these reviews have been sat on for probably months on end. I don't like it personally. I don't. Uh, it's something that it irritates the living shit out of me. Now, personally, here's what I would do. Let's say it was me, right? And, let's say, we won't say Smith and Wesson because we already brought them up. Let's say Glock, for some reason, I'm so big that Glock sends me a fucking, one of their new models that they're going to be releasing in the next year. Hey, don't talk about this to anybody until then. Okay, I won't talk about it. They want me to sign a piece of paper, I'll sign that piece of paper. However, I am the type of person that I'm going to be real enough to get every little bit of detail and any bug I can find it, anything like that I can throughout that time frame before I do a video. I'm going to do anything I can so that way it is as honest and as realistic as possible. Because I don't want my words being the reason why somebody buys a gun and then they end up not being happy with their decision. Because I feel I at least have always recommended pretty good firearms, especially to y'all. You know what I mean? There are some people where I'm like, well, this is what you want. Go ahead and get this, I guess. You know what I mean? Some people are dead set on having revolvers for whatever reason. I get tired of arguing with them after like fucking an hour and a half. So, yeah, I'm like, well, you want a revolver? Get that. Bye. You know what I mean? But I don't really do that. I don't do that with, at least with y'all, because it's like whenever y'all comment down below, y'all usually agree with me on. So, I feel I recommend good guns at least. So I would get every detail possible. I would not sit there and, make the video right when I get it. I would put as many rounds through it as I possibly could. I would go as long as I could without cleaning it until it malfunctioned. All right. I would go as many rounds as I could. I would do whatever to get any little bit of dirt up on that gun to cause a problem, anything. I don't give a shit. I would all of that. Any detail needed. Oh yeah, well, what about this? Yep. I'd get it all done. I wouldn't want to sit there and give a half-ass review if I have that much time. If I have that, that's what really feels more disrespectful about it, because they do it right when they get it. They don't really have too much knowledge or or even experience with the firearm, so it's not as genuine or as informative as it could be. It feels half-assed. It feels like they didn't want to put in the effort to say, let's go a lot longer with this than, most YouTubers do and see what happens. They don't want to do that. They want to get the video done and out of the way. They'll just put the video in their little fucking memory thing on their computer or whatever. I think that's a little irritating, but that's just me. I think that about covers it for this video. I knew this one wasn't going to be long. I just ranting here a little bit. Let me see here. Final thoughts. If you're gonna sell out, At least do it properly, man. Get every detail you fucking can so that way you are not looking like a piece of shit sellout. That's about it. You know what I mean? Y'all go ahead and make sure. Oh, jeez. Y'all go ahead and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And because you agree with me, right, that these reviews don't always feel legitimate because they haven't taken the time to really put these firearms through the ringer because they get it, do the video, and just go with what the NDA says and not say anything until they want to, until they're able to drop the video. Then go and check out the podcast channel, Adam's channel, Centerfire Podcast, Gun Nut TV. Y'all know what the deal is. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.